Fitin10 Nation, it is day 4 of the Fitin10 challenge. I sent out your macros today, so you should all have them in your inbox. Check your junk mail, they might be there. They're not coming from the usual email address, okay? I think the title will be Coach Mark, but it is coming from info@trainonmain.com. I think it is coming from info@trainonmain.com. Yeah, read through the entire script that I sent you, please. I want you to be within 10% of your macros. Your intervals are listed there as well. That is the number of intervals you're going to do right now and your 2 heart rates. Your heart rates, I'm going to explain in a second here how they work, because a few of you have questions for me about getting your heart rate up and down. And then how to fit it in for the whole half an hour. So, well, let's just talk about it right now. So, here's what you're going to do basically. You will do whatever activity you're going to do. Let's say it's a stationary bike, which is probably the one I'd recommend the most, just because you can change the amount of resistance really fast. And by the way, that's going to be the best way you can get your heart rate up. So, people think it's about moving fast, but it's really about moving against resistance. So, this is why when you do a lot of weight training movements and you're working really hard in like 10 reps, your heart rate just like elevates like super fast because the exertion level is so high. So, let's say it's a bike, okay? You're on the bike for 10 minutes. You're at a gear where, after a minute or two, you get your heart rate up to that lower level. All right, so let's say your lower level is 113, okay, and then your upper level is, let's say, 127. So for basically nearly 10 minutes, you'll do a 10-minute warm up. So for pretty much that entire 10 minutes, your heart rate's going to be right around that 113 mark. Once your first interval hits at minute 10. You're going to go for 15 seconds at now 127 beats per minute. So by the end of that 15 seconds, your heart rate should get to 127. Okay? So by the end of that interval, the end of the 15 seconds, it should get up to 127. Okay? Now, the question is well, how do I get my heart rate back down to 113 before I hit my next interval? Okay? So that 45-second duration after the interval. The answer is you probably won't. Okay, unless you're like a super fit endurance athlete. Okay, so what do? Well, you go at the intensity that you used for your warm-up. You go at the intensity that got your heart rate to 113. Because in reality, if you went at that steady state for long enough, your heart rate would come back down to 113, okay, or close to. All right, so I'm going to start again from the beginning. So you go for 10 minutes, whatever intensity it is, okay, whatever revolutions per minute, RPM, at a certain resistance level on the bike. Okay, so pedal speed with a certain resistance. Whatever that is, you get to 113. Ride out that 113 for 10 minutes. 10-minute mark hits, you're going to do that first interval. You're going to take your amount of resistance on the bike, so the amount of resistance that's coming against the pedals. You can take that up to whatever, okay, probably 3 or 4 levels. And you're going to pedal faster, and you're going to bring your heart rate up to 127 in this example. By the end of that 15 seconds, okay, when that 15 seconds is done, you're going to take your gear back down to where it was previously, ride out for 45 seconds at that same speed that you were pedaling at during your warm-up phase. So you can do that for 45 seconds. Then you're going to hit that same interval again. So you can go back up to that previous interval level that you were at, pedal super fast, get your heart rate up to that 127, and this will go on for 7 intervals, okay, for 7 times, okay, which will take up 7 minutes, right? 7 intervals will take up 7 minutes, okay, or close to, okay. For argument's sake, I guess you could say it'll take 6 minutes and 15 seconds, because after that you're going to be at your steady state. So now you've got 13 minutes and 45 seconds left. That 13 minutes and 45 seconds is going to be at your, again, whatever RPM you were at and resistance level you were on the bike, you're going to be at that for the next 13 minutes and 45 seconds. Does that make sense? Said a lot, hopefully it makes sense. If it doesn't, it's okay. Let me know, and I'll try to explain it in maybe a different way, okay? All right. Let's talk about food of the day. So every video I'm going to try to do one food. And, quite often I ask myself, well, what am I going to talk about? So I try to talk about the stuff that's going to be most convenient and easiest. Okay, so typically I'm going to talk about protein supplements or protein foods because those are the ones you're going to struggle with the most. So here's a great protein food. Well, it's great if you're not lactose intolerant. I love this. By the way, it's really the only brand of this that I like. And it's Island Farms cottage cheese. So if you're lactose intolerant, I'm sorry. But this, if you're not, you got to give this a try. Okay, I don't really like cottage cheese except for this one I love because it's artesian style. So, and it's 2%. You can have 2%. You need fat in your diet. Don't worry about having low fat. Just have the 2%. It says low fat on here, but it's not a low fat cottage cheese. It's a 2%. Now, it's not really high in fat. Serving, so 125 gram serving, has 14 grams protein and 2.5 grams of fat. I would typically double that serving as part of my protein for a meal. So for me, I'd get like 28 grams protein and 5 grams fat. And carbs in here, there's 4 grams of carbs per serving. Okay, so if you're a dairy fan, if you like cheese, this is really good. It's not like your typical cottage cheese. Like if you go and you buy like Lucerne cottage cheese, which is just gross, it's like small little curds of cottage, like small little curds of cheese. It's kind of creamier and it's super salty. It's not cheesy. I don't like it. I want the cheesiness. This, it's got the cheesiness. Where do you get this? Costco. Just get this at Costco, okay? The best cottage cheese. I love this stuff. Typically, I will put berries. So Costco's got frozen berries. Well, they're in my freezer. I should pull them out, but maybe I'll talk about them tomorrow or show you guys. But they're basically just mixed berries, okay? I think they're organic, I think. Mixed berries. So raspberries, blueberries, and blackberries. Awesome. I'll just put those in the microwave and then I'll add cottage cheese to it after they've thawed. Really good. Or if you like soury type fruits or foods, I like chopping up a Granny over top. That is a Granny Smith apple. Okay, goes really good with this. It's like, apple and cheese kind of, right? Super good. Okay, so put that in your diet for a little bit of extra protein. Oh my God, I'm at 8 minutes. God damn. Okay, quickly, somebody mentioned about carbonated water. Okay, nothing wrong with carbonated water. That's a short answer. I don't care. Go ahead and have it. Just watch your soft drinks for obvious reasons, right? So, that's a waste of carbs. I would not be having pop. If you can have pop, have sugar-free pop. We'll talk about aspartame down the road. I don't want to get into it right now because it's going to make this video way too long. But if you are going to have pop, go for the sugarless. In terms of soda water, whatever, it's totally fine. The only thing that you could possibly say about carbonated water is it's slightly acidic. Who cares? It doesn't, there's no evidence to suggest that, pop is like 100 times more acidic than carbonated water. So I don't see any issue with it, okay? It's slightly acidic, okay? All right, message of the day. And if you read your book, you've already seen this saying. It's one of my faves. It goes like this. If it is to be, it's up to me. If it is to be, it's up to me. That is, if it is to be, it's up to you. And you maybe don't need to hear this, but I'm sure some of you do, that if you want things to happen, you got to do them. It's out of your own volition. It comes from here. So you got to just do things. You have the system for you. Okay, so take to the system, submit and commit, like I always say. submit and commit. Do not fight the system, and just do it. All right? So it's all up to you. If it is to be, it's up to me. Well, you know what I'm saying? It's up to you. So just make it happen. All you have to do is put the things into motion. 3 workouts in your calendar. 3 cardiovascular sessions in your calendar. Okay, and then of course pre-plan your food. Okay? Plan and prepare your food. Okay? Put those workouts in as immovable rocks. That is, they are unconditional. You will do those workouts whether you like it or not, okay? Whether you feel like it or not, you're going to do them. And then when you get used to just doing that, it becomes so much easier, okay? If it is to be, it's up to me, or you in this case, right? So make it happen. Just do it. Don't fight it. Don't contemplate it. Just go ahead and do it, right? Okay. Positive energy, positive vibes. It is all about being positive. It really is. I cannot stress that enough. If you're feeling down in the dumps, give some gratitude because you should be thankful because we have everything at our disposal. We are among the happiest. We are actually, oddly enough, we are not among the happiest people on the earth. We're actually like the least happiest, apparently. I don't know why. Okay, we should be very happy. We have everything at our disposal, including opportunity to do whatever we want. So give gratitude, and I'm sure you will feel better if you so happen to feel down in the dumps. Even if you don't feel down in the dumps, give gratitude, which I'm going to ask from you very soon. And for the love of God, for the love of humanity, for the love of this world, believe in yourself. There's no good reason why you should not believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Make things happen, and you might just be really surprised about the outcome. Okay? I'll talk to you guys all soon. See ya. How many clicks is this going to take? Really?